Tonight on Fox 24 News, first at 9, Fort Stockton saying goodbye to their police chief today. Learn what we know about Chief Fuentes' exit. And the Pecos Rodeo kicking off this week. Get an inside look and find out when you can stop by for the fun.
And it was a hot day today. That's leaving with a couple of weather alerts. One of those, a heat advisory lasting until 10 o'clock p.m. Also, a little bit of flood action happening with a flood warning out for Presidio County. I'll break those down for you coming up.
Live with a look at your basin. This is Fox 24 News, first at 9 in HD.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Fox 24 News, first at 9. I'm Dawn Log.
You know, we're pleased with some of the results. We're not pleased with some of the results, which is pretty typical.
Ector County ISD making big moves in STAR improvements, but also falling short in other areas. That story in just a little bit, but first we've learned the Fort Stockton police chief is saying goodbye to the department. And today was Chief Art Fuentes' last day at the department. Mayor Chris Alexander confirming the news. Fuentes taking to Facebook talking about his time as chief, saying, quote, "It's been a great pleasure serving the city of Fort Stockton. Today will be my last day as your chief of police." And to read the chief's statement in full, you can find more on our website, yourbasin.com. Also new at 9 tonight, starting in 1883, the west of the Pecos Rodeo has been a staple of West Texas. Fox 24's Caleb Califano has more on what those cowboys are up to.
It's a tradition that spans for generations.
The richness of the history of the rodeo is something that's very important to this community, something we're all very proud of.
And that's because it's a first. The West of the Pecos Rodeo is considered the very first rodeo in the world.
We have thousands of people coming to our community during this week.
While an important tradition, the rodeo also has a significant economic impact, bringing thousands in during the week, and it's all volunteer-based.
We are a totally volunteer committee. Nobody gets a penny for this. In fact, most of us lose money in the process. And so this is done just really for our love of this community and our need to continue this rodeo and its heritage.
The rodeo is a special part of the city, and for many, it's become ingrained into their lives.
It's just been, you know, just part of this area for my whole life. It's just a fun time to be in Pecos, Texas during this time of the year.
Caleb Califano, Fox 24 News, first at 9.
Thank you, Caleb. And the official rodeo activities continue until Saturday. For more information on ticket prices, you can go to our website. And happening closer to El Paso, 8 illegal immigrants were rescued from inside a U-Haul just east of El Paso. One person was found unconscious and the others were suffering early stages of heat exhaustion and dehydration. Officials say the van was well over 100 degrees inside. The case has since been turned to Homeland Security investigations in El Paso, and the Big Bend Sector Chief Jesse Shaw saying, quote, "This was clearly a precarious situation and could very easily turn life-threatening." An update tonight on the 2-year-old who nearly drowned in Odessa on Father's Day. We're told the child remains in critical condition tonight at a Lubbock hospital. Here's where it happened on 31st and Adams. You'll remember the boy was found unresponsive in a pool. Then the parents performed CPR before first responders arrived. And to prevent events like this from happening, the city of Odessa offering tips to keep kids safe near swimming pools. They urge parents to assure there's plenty of supervision, and teens or older children should never swim alone. Also, creating a barrier around water can help keep children safe with less supervision. Even installing a floating motion alarm, they say, can save a life. And an update from the 46-year-old woman who was found dead at a Big Bend National Park. We're told Kathleen Weir was found near the Dog Canyon Trail. This happening after she and another person were experiencing signs of heat distress and dehydration while hiking on Sunday. The cause of her death is still under investigation. And in Brewster County, after a water pump went out, officials are giving out free jugs of water. They're doing it at the Big Bend Motor Inn, and the Brewster County Jail is taking water bottle donations at this time. They believe a lightning strike could be to blame for damaging the water pump, and it could take up to 2 weeks to fix. And over in Gardendale, a boil water notice in effect after water was turned back on. Officials asking residents to try and conserve the water for the next couple of days while they refill the storage tanks. And we are going to need that water, Chase, because
right.
It is hot.
It has been hot all day today. Left us with a high heat advisory out for almost all of our viewing area here. You can see that outlined in orange. That was lasting all day today. We've still got another 30, 45 minutes or so until that expires at 10 p.m. tonight. Again, just about every county here in our viewing area included in that. But speaking of water, seeing a little bit of some extra water here on the river in Presidio County. We've got a flood warning. This one keeps getting pushed back, now lasting until Friday at 2:24 in the morning. That's when we expect the flood stage to return at least a little bit to normal. And we're also seeing a little bit of rain, a little water in the atmosphere making its way down to the south from the north. Places like Hobbs, Carlsbad, seeing some of these thunderstorms. I'll have the latest on that coming up. But for now, turn it back to you, Don.
In education, Midland College approving their campus carry policy to go into effect in August of this year. The police chief telling us there's no significant difference in their policy in comparison to many other four-year colleges. He says almost anywhere on campus, license holders will be allowed to carry a concealed handgun. Besides restricted areas that will be posted on site, and those include mental health counseling, the early college wing, and sporting events.
The policy is pretty simple. The language is pretty simple. Anyone who has a license to carry a firearm can carry it on the campus, provided that that firearm is concealed at all times and they are not in a restricted area or a prohibited area.
Four-year universities already began implementing campus carry, and Midland College begins this fall semester. Ector County IAC approving their budget for the next school year. The Board of Trustees unanimously approving nearly a 6% increase in the budget from last year, making it more than $240 million. This increase comes from an additional $27 million in state funding and $15 million decrease in local funding. The board also approving a food service budget at $16.5 million. ECIC also showing some improvement in preliminary STAR testing scores. The district showing gains in 3rd, 5th, and 6th grade reading, also 3rd grade through 8th grade math, and they also made double-digit gains in 3rd, 6th, and 7th grade social studies and science. Superintendent Tom Crow saying they're pleased with the improvement, but they still have work to do.
This big old ship is turning, and we are seeing gains in most of our areas. Not as significant as we would like, but they are gains.
Statewide results are expected to come out in July. And United Way of Midland celebrating the organization's annual day of action by delivering books to nonprofits in the community. United Way teaming up with companies in the community to collect books through the month. We're told the project is not only a way to give back, but it challenges kids to read all summer and fight that summer slide.
Summer reading programs. It helps prevent summer slide. This is an issue when kids go home for the summer, and a lot of families may not have books at home.
It means a lot. The kids like to read. Obviously, we have some of our age groups in there, but they get to expand their vocabulary and read new books and challenge themselves for school next year.
We're told the organization collected more than 3,500 books. Now, what would you do if a snake crawled out of your car while you were driving? Well, these men can tell you how they reacted after seeing this while driving through West Texas.